Last night at 2:17, every child from Mrs. Gandy's class woke up, got out of bed, went downstairs, opened the front door, walked into the dark, and never came back again. And that's the hook for the movie we're talking about is Weapons as we come on to another film with director, I think his name is Robert. No, it's Zach Kreger. Zach Kreger brought you Barbarian. Again, another movie that was very successful in the movie theaters, had a lot of people talking. The buzz was was good for that film as well. And now he comes up with this one, and everyone's wondering how is Weapons gonna do? Is it gonna surpass Barbarian? Is it gonna have better expectations? Rotten Tomatoes gave it a really, really good positive review. The buzz was really, really good for this film. But what happens? What do you need to know? Here we go. Let's talk about this, guys, okay? So the plot, like I said, 17 children, one person from the class is the only one there. 17 children walk out in the middle of the night and disappear. And now you have a horror mystery, which I would say is a little bit of a thriller mystery with a little bit of horror sprinkled throughout the film. Um, what I'm going to talk about with positives and negatives. There's going to be a little bit of spoilers because it's hard to be so vague about this story without giving kind of the clues. I'll try my best to kind of keep it very close to the chest and not spoil for you. My first thing would be like if you have not seen this movie yet, I would not watch the trailers. Don't look at anything. Don't go on the internet. Watch it, go in blindly, almost like Barbarian. Barbarian, there was little little to know about the whole plot. Everyone just knew it was a scary movie, it was a horror movie, and even like when they promoted it and stuff, and it was just clips of the audience reaction, and that's it. That's all you knew. There was no story, like there was no plot for it. Just hey, go see Barbarian, scariest movie of the year. Watch Barbarian, and I think with Weapons, you can do the same thing where you can go into a movie not knowing the whole plot, just that little paragraph of them telling you what happened to the children, and that's it. I think it's perfect just to kind of go into it like that. I think movies nowadays should do that because I feel like movie producers, the the studios tend to try to sell us on giving us everything in the trailers, and it kind of ruins the experience because then when you actually see it on screen you already saw that, or it's a comedy part of a movie and you see it and you're like, well, it was funny the first time, but after seeing the trailer and seeing it three or four times it kind of kills, um it kind of loses its luster. Same thing with horror movies. The jump scares are in the trailers, so you already know what's to expect. Going to the movie blindly, just knowing a little bit about the plot, I think makes for a really, really good movie experience, especially with types of movies like these where you don't necessarily, it takes you one way, and then towards the second, third act, it completely takes a left turn, and then you're like, wait, what the hell's happening? Same thing with Barbarian. If anyone's have seen the movie Barbarian, it takes you down a path, and then all of a sudden it completely takes a right turn, and it's almost like a completely different movie, which I like. Um, Talking about this movie, and I apologize if I'm using Barbarian as kind of like the example I'm using a lot, but I mean, he did direct that, and he does have little bits and pieces of Barbarian style, the way that the film is shot. In this movie, you follow a certain character, um, you follow um, Julia Garner for the extended part of the movie, and then boom, it stops right there, and then it goes to another character, and then you follow Josh Brolin's character, and it all happens within the same day, but little by little you start getting the pieces to trying to figure out this mystery. And I find that that was really, really engaging. I like that kind of style. It didn't felt repetitive. It was interesting just to go and kind of learn a little bit, and it's not repetitive. Just a little bit, little bit, little bit, and they keep feeding you just a little bit more stuff about, the kids and the mystery and hey, who's this and who's that? And you little by little, as you keep encountering different characters that lead you down that road to the final act, which I think, like I said, they did a really good job. They did the same thing almost with Barbarian with different character switches, and I liked it. It was a little bit over 2 hours. It did not feel like it was too long to be 2 hours where I was bored looking at my watch. And the reason behind that is the screenplay and just the engagement, just having you engage in these characters and trying to figure out what the hell happened to these kids. Because I was at the end, I was trying to figure out, what was happening. Acting was really, really good. I wish they would have been a little bit more with Josh Brolin. Each character has limited time on the screen. Some have more than others because of the plot and extending the plot and the story. But I wish Josh Brolin was one of the characters which had a little bit more screen time. Overall, um, had some good good laughs, surprisingly. I think that's what's good about this movie. It's not only, everyone says it's a horror movie. I say more of it's a thriller movie, but it has its elements of, some comedy, some creepy imagery, and it kind of keeps you guessing. Just because it's a horror movie doesn't mean it can't have some funny elements to the movie. So I really like that they kind of mixed that very well, blended it in really, really well within the comedy and horror. When it needs to be funny, it was funny. When it needs to be scary or gruesome or tense, it was. And just the way the film was shot was also something really, really cool. There's something with the front door that kept on opening up. Anyone who's watched the movie already, just the way it was shot and the way the door was just slowly kept opening slowly, and it's just dark, and you're just waiting, 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 seeing what's gonna come out of that door. It was good in anticipation. I really like that a lot from that style of film. Um, the only negative things I would say, there's a couple negatives, obviously, and every movie's nothing's perfect, and I'm saying this movie's far from perfect, but would be the third act, how it closes up. There's a lot more questions that don't get answered. So if you're the type that you need the answers, this movie's not going to give you the answers right away, and sometimes it leaves you, with the questions like, wait, what was that about? Like, what happens? Which it could be a little bit frustrating. I'm like that. I like to at least know something, some backstory to it. They're kind of vague with that towards the third act. Um, Third act wraps up pretty quickly. I mean, things escalate very, very quick, and then they give you kind of a breakdown of what happens, and then the movie ends, which I think they should have been explained a little bit more. Um, but overall, the movie was good. I enjoyed it a lot. I don't think it's a bad movie. I now I could see people overhyping it. I can see people like overhyping it. Now, if you overhype and you have high expectations, you might be disappointed. So take it what it is. Don't kind of block out the noise from the outside, what everyone's saying, and just go in there, enjoy the movie, and see if you really like it. Like I said, I kind of put those. I've done it before with the high expectations, and I don't like going into a movie expecting to like it already, and then because usually most of the time you'll be disappointed. So like I said, no trailer. I saw a clip of it. That's all I needed to go to see this movie. And like I said, I fairly enjoyed the movie. I would give it a 7 out of 10. I would probably rewatch this again just to kind of go back and see a couple of the Easter eggs that I didn't catch from the storytelling. But I liked it better than Barbarians. Some people didn't like Barbarians at all. Doesn't mean that you'll not like weapons. Give weapons a shot. If you like barbarians, then still give weapons a shot. If you didn't like Barbarians, it is a completely different movie, but it has you can tell the elements. The shots and the character development, it's a little bit similar to it, but I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I like this one a little bit more than Barbarians just because of the mystery aspect to it. I think it was cool. So let me know down below, guys, what you guys think of Weapons. Is this your favorite movie in 2025? Let me know. And always thank you guys for watching and see you again soon.